Since 2011, American Giant has been making everyday clothing with extraordinary effort. Not in far-off factories, but right here in the USA. We obsess over fabrics, fit, and details, because if you're going to wear it every day, it should feel great and last for years. From the cut of a hoodie to the finishing of a seam, nothing is overlooked. Our supply chain is tight-knit and local, which means less crisscrossing the country and more care in every step. The result is durable clothing, t-shirts, hoodies, sweatpants, and denim that become part of your life season after season. This isn't fast fashion, it's clothing made with purpose by people who care as much about how it's made as how it fits. Get 20% off your first order with code STAPLE20 at American-Giant.com. That's 20% off your first order at American-Giant.com with code STAPLE20.
And Truly Lopez at the time, I was like, people need a picture of their proposal? Like, isn't that a private moment? I just, even myself thought it was really strange. And anyway, I went and it was truly like the very early days of Instagram. And so I really feel had Instagram not been Instagram, I don't know if this would have become what it became, this whole proposal industry. Like, it didn't exist really before. So I did this proposal for this man. It was on like the boat, like the lake near the boathouse in Central Park. And it was just photography. In the early days, it was just...
Today's guest is Ash Fox, who turned photographing marriage proposals into a thriving proposal planning business that's helped thousands of couples say yes in the most unforgettable way. Ash's journey began in New York City's vibrant music and nightlife scene, where her passion for photography blossomed as she captured people in their most alive, authentic moments. Keep listening to find out how she became one of the first marriage proposal planning companies in the world. Welcome to another episode of the Online Marketing Secrets Podcast with your host, Lopez. So like and share this episode, and let's get started.
Sit back and relax and get ready for another exclusive episode of the Online Marketing Secrets Podcast with Lopez.
This episode is sponsored by FindFlightsAndHotels.com. Looking for the perfect summer vacation destination for you and your family? FindFlightsAndHotels.com has got you covered. From tropical beaches to cultural adventures, our brand new travel website is your one-stop shop for booking the unforgettable family vacation you've been dreaming of. Discover amazing deals, top-rated accommodations, and unbeatable flight options, all in one place. Say goodbye to stress and hello to endless fun in the sun. Don't miss out on creating cherished memories with your loved ones this summer. Visit FindFlightsAndHotels.com now and start planning the getaway of a lifetime.
Two or no?
Yeah. So, where you from?
Where am I from? So I grew up in New Jersey, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's
How about
nice.
you?
I'm from Georgetown, South Carolina.
Oh, lovely. I'm trying to think if I've ever been there.
Well, you probably passed through. It's between Charleston and Myrtle Beach.
I don't know if I have. I've been to Savannah. I have never been to Charleston.
Well, from Savannah, we're probably about 3 hours.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is, you know. So how did you come up with the idea to start a marriage proposal planning business? It's very unique.
Thank you. It is unique. It's a very niche type of thing, niche business. Most people are like, wow, I've never met a marriage proposal planner before. And you know what? I didn't know that they were a thing either. And they really weren't. But basically what ended up happening was, do you want to hear, do you give you the long story, the short story, what feels good?
The long.
Okay, I'll give you the long story. So I lived in New York City for a million years, and I went to school in New York City. And when I graduated, I was doing lots of different kinds of work, mostly creative, artistic, freelance work. And around that time, I got into photography. I became a photographer, and it really just sort of landed in my lap. It was one of those things where it was like the universe I kind of like asked, I asked the universe, God, I was like, I want to be a creative person. I want to use my hands to make a living. Guide me. I don't know what to do. And I tried so many things. And what ended up happening was the universe basically told me photography is like the thing you're going to do. And so it just started falling into my lap. People were asking me to do photography work. One of my really good friends his family hired me to like be his personal photographer because he was a musician and touring. And I went to Japan with him and went on this like mall tour with him. And at the same time, another person ended up asking me to do photography for this rock and roll party in New York. And that's really how I learned. I never went to school for photography. I went to NYU, but I didn't study photography there. I ended up just teaching myself, and it happened through really just working and trying things and being available and being like, I'm willing and ready to learn. Now, I've always been artistic, and I had a background, like I enjoyed painting and all kinds of collaging, just different artistic pursuits. So I had a good eye for seeing composition and what looked good. And so it sort of came naturally to me. But really the sign that, hey, you should do this came from just doing it and people responding to the pictures and being like, wow, that was the best picture I ever had. And like, it was early days when, Facebook, pre-Instagram, but Facebook, where people would like use the picture I took as their profile picture. And that was like a real honor, where I was like, wow, okay, this must be good if people are using it as their profile picture. So that gave me that little nudge that, hey, this is working. And so I was working in this kind of rock and roll community, photographing musicians and really cool stuff, really cool parties. And I was up super late and I loved it. And I loved the community of people. And it really helped me feel like I had, when you're young, you're kind of searching for an identity and like, who am I and where do I fit in? And I felt like, wow, I finally have my community. I feel really good about where I'm at. I feel good that I'm contributing something. But I got burnt out, very, very burnt out, because I wanted kind of like a regular life in a lot of ways. Like I wanted a partner, family, like more just peace in my life. And I felt like the nightlife scene was just not it for that. So I remember telling my dad, I'm like, Dad, what am I going to do? Like I have all this opportunity, but it's all at night. And I don't want to be working at night. And he's like, you need to start doing bar mitzvahs and baptisms and like, just family events and things like that. And so he's like, just find jobs like outside of New York, like even in New Jersey and Connecticut, and just go see what you can find. And this is like the long story long, but really I just started doing all of this other photography work that at the time I felt like I'm a sellout because I'm like this cool music photographer, right? In this rock and roll scene. And now I'm like doing all these like family parties, but again, like it just trained me. I started like learning how to adapt in different environments and things like that. And I just was doing I called myself like a Jill of all trades photographer because I just was doing whatever I was asked to do, moving outside of that music niche. And then one fateful day, right? Like I got this random job offer for a marriage proposal. And truly, Lopez, at the time, I was like, people need a picture of their proposal. Like, isn't that a private moment? I just, even myself thought it was really strange. And anyway, I went and it was truly like the very early days of Instagram. And so I really feel had Instagram not been Instagram, I don't know if this would have become what it became. This whole proposal industry, like it didn't exist really before. So I did this proposal for this man. It was on like the boat, like the lake near the boathouse in Central Park. And it was just photography. In the early days, it was just people were like, show up, take pictures of my proposal. That was it. And so I showed up to this man's proposal. I was in this little hut near the lake on Central Park. And all he told me was, I'm wearing a blue shirt, she's in a green dress. I'm going to be in a boat, rowing my boat, and I'm going to propose to her in the boat. And so I was stationed in this little hut. I had one of those super long telephoto lenses to like catch him. And I'm like there waiting like a little sniper, waiting to get my shot of him proposing. And finally the guy rows his boat and I see him. And at the moment of his proposal, he turns the boat where she's facing completely away from me. And so all the pictures are the back of her head, because I was in the hut. I can't move, like, because it's water. So anyway, it was just so funny. But even so, like, they were so happy, because they're just like, we just wanted proposals and pictures of the real moment. We're so thankful to you. And so again, like, I really just started following the signs that where I was being led. And what ended up happening was, crazy enough, Lopez, the next week, a mother contacts me. And she's like, I want you to photograph my son's proposal. It's on the lake in Central Park. He's going to be in a rowboat. And I'm like, what? I'm like, 2 in a row. Like, what are the chances of this? So I'm like, well, don't worry. I'm like, you're in luck, because I know everything about this, and I'm going to help you make this perfect, because we're not going to make the same mistakes that the prior guy made.
Yeah.
And so I helped her. And it came out perfect. And in the end, she was just like, she grabbed me and she's just like, listen, you don't understand like what this meant to our family. She's like, this is your destiny. She's like, you are meant to help people with their proposal. She's like, you don't understand. Like, this is it. Like, you helped us so much. We needed this. He needed your help. He didn't know what to do. And like, this all came together. And I'm not taking all this credit. It was just like, but it just was that sign where I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, I'm being guided here. So soon enough, it just started being that I just was getting asked to do so many proposals. And one day I put up a little video online just talking about proposals, because I had learned a lot just from doing so many. I'd really learned like little insights into like how this all works, and like what it's funny to explain, Lopez, but it's like timing insights and like when to drop to the knee and when to turn and when to, all those little things just from seeing it go down so many times, and the mistakes that I made, that people had made. So I was able to like help people, and I kind of became like sort of not just a photographer anymore. I was like a coach for these guys who were coming to propose. At the time, it was mostly guys. I had some women proposing too, but mostly guys. So that is how it began. And it just started snowballing, where it was like slowly what ended up happening was, and I used to do all kinds of like corporate photography and all kinds, but slowly people were coming to my website and they're like, you're an expert in proposals. Like I became like just getting known for that. And then, I started getting known for this. So all of a sudden, like the New York Daily News was calling me and they're like, we want to do a story on you. You're the proposal photographer of New York City. And then like other publications and things like that started popping up. And, but over time, so my business started kind of growing, and it was just photography. It was just me. And then I said to myself, hey, it's more than photography at this point. Like, I can offer the photography, but there's other things I know these guys want that I can help them with. Like, sometimes they want a private venue to propose. Sometimes they might want like a musician who's like playing their favorite songs while they're proposing, serenading them. They might want a bottle of champagne after the proposal to like, there's other things that they wanted. And so I started offering all that. I'm like, hey, let's do this. And like I said, I had a lot of connections to the music community. So I had a whole bunch of musicians who, wanted to work, and I knew videographers, and I had other people that kind of like started joining my, my little team. But I still was mainly like an army of one. And that's really, oh gosh, I'm trying to think of more, Lopez, but yeah, that's really how it all began. And, it wasn't something that like I said, I didn't one day pop up in my head and be like, I'm going to be a proposal planner, and photographer and advisor. But it was really just something that just one thing led to the next thing. And I just followed the signs. So like, okay, this is working. And that's how it all began.
And where did you post the video? You said you posted a video on what
I posted the video on YouTube. So I posted just a little tiny video on YouTube where I can even link it. It's like baby me. I think I was like 24 or something. I'm wearing a yellow.
Did you get a lot of views?
No. I didn't get a lot of views, Lopez. I probably got. The thing is that at that time, whatever view I got, the guy called me. Like a guy who watched it was like, wow, she knows about proposals. She's like really knows what she's talking about. And they're like, hey, I want to work with you. So that was kind of how it started. The first video, no, I just made that little video and I posted it online, and like people found me through that video. But what did get a lot of views was when press started reaching out to me. And so I had like I don't know if you know about Elite Daily. They were like a media
Yeah.
website. They're still around. They reached out to me. They're like, we want to follow you on like a day in your life and like working and proposals. And that video went to 12 million. So that video, I really feel really was a game changer in my whole industry, honestly, because there really wasn't an industry. And that video, if you read the comments, every comment was, I want to do what she does. I didn't know this was even a possibility. That was literally like every comment. And then some people were like, why would you need a proposal planner? This is silly, you know, like all kinds of comments too. But it went to 12 million. So you can imagine how many people saw that video. And it kind of made people have awareness that, wow, this is something that, or even awareness of, hey, wow, I can hire someone to help me with my big day.
Yeah. Because like I said, I didn't know it existed either. You know, I mean, of course, I know people that got married, you know, but I didn't know people actually was looking for help or wanted help, you know, when they get married and or they waiting, you know. So yeah, it was a new concept for me as well. But how did the mainstream media find you?
The mainstream media, how did they find me? Well,
was it through like word of mouth, or did they see some of your the videos or online or what?
Well, some of it, it was kind of, I think it was almost like a lot of times there's people looking for interesting stories. Like a lot of journalists are looking for like something unique. And so I do know early on when I made my little video in my yellow jacket, like my mom posted that video to her YouTube. And that was when my mom, I guess, just had people in her network. She didn't do it on purpose. She just was like, this is my daughter. She's cute. Yeah. Putting her up there. But a man reached out to me and was like, oh my God, like that would be an amazing TV show. Like there's so many possibilities. And a lot of times people see things and they're like, wait, there's a journalist. I think they'd want to, you know, write a story about this. A lot of times that's kind of how things went down. It was just people, because it's almost like anytime there's something interesting, eventually it gets found out about, right? Like, but I wasn't really forcing it. It was just kind of coming because a lot of times people just, and then one thing, you know, then Nas Daily saw me a couple of years later. They did Nas Daily. I don't know if you know them, but they also have like really big following. They made a video about me like in 2021. So that went to like, I think 3 or 5 million or something too. So the word gets out. Yeah,
especially Elite Daily, because they used to be big, like.
They did.
And like 10, 15 years ago, they were big.
They were really big. They were big because it was the video that when they covered me, it was 2017. So yeah, now the time that was like 8 years ago. It's crazy.
Yeah. So how, I guess, at what point did you say, hey, you know what, I can have a business doing this? I mean, when did it go from? Because I have hobbies too, right? And I might start it off, hey, I just like doing this, and then because that's how I got started on YouTube. I got started on YouTube basically just traveling, living my life, posting videos, right? I wasn't thinking about no advertising or no opportunities. I wasn't thinking about none of that stuff. I was just basically just traveling, having a good time with my friends and family. And then every couple, say 18 months online, things change, right? That's just that's how it is, right? But when things change, all of a sudden it became I started meeting other people and they said, hey, you know what? I got I'm a real estate agent and I have a channel. And then some people say, hey, I got this business opportunity. And that's when I was like, I wasn't even thinking like that. I'm just having a good time. And then I started getting the emails and with all these opportunities, right? And so that's when, in my mind, okay, I can actually make money doing this. So when did that shift happen for you?
So Lopez, this is an interesting thing that's very unique and probably unrelatable in a lot of ways in my story. because I've taught, because it's so interesting because entrepreneurship has like just blown up, right? Like it was never what it is like now.
No.
And I've actually had a lot of girlfriends who have become entrepreneurs like in the last couple of years, who were in the corporate space and left and all of that. So what is sort of unrelatable about my story, but is truly my path, is I always worked for myself. I've been an entrepreneur from day one. So not necessarily a businesswoman, okay? Yeah. I was like a solopreneur or whatever you want to call it. But like day one, when I was in college, I was always just looking for freelance work. So I started as kind of just a freelancer, just finding all kinds of random odd jobs. And it came a time like in 2009 when I graduated, it was like a really, not a great time to enter the workforce because it was the crash and a lot of uncertainty. And I also was an art major. So it was like, what am I going to do? And all my professors said, like, you should go to Shanghai and work for like an artist in Shanghai. Like a lot of people were going to China. But I asked my dad, I'm like, Dad, what do you think? Like, do you think I should like try to get some graphic design job somewhere? And he's like, you've been hustling all this time, like different odd jobs and doing freelance work. He's like, just keep doing it. Like, keep doing what you're doing because it seems to be like it is working. It's just going to take time to find the thing. So that's honestly what I did. And that's truly all I know is working for myself, for better or worse, right? Because there are a lot of skills you can take from the corporate world to bring into entrepreneurship. But I've been very much a learn as I go, scrappy type of person in my path.
That's good, because a lot of people, I remember like when I first came online, we can go back 20 years ago. If you told someone you were an entrepreneur, that would be frowned upon. They're like, oh God.
Well, people don't always believe it. They think it's like some that you're just making it up, right? That you're like, really working, that you're kind of like not working at all, right?
Yeah. They'll say, hey, go get a real job.
Yeah. And when you're in creative, when you're like in the arts, it's even less believable in a lot of ways, right? Absolutely. But for me, it was like, so I'll just share something because I think it may be helpful for some people out there where I think. So when I was in school, I was always told, because I went to school where it was fine arts. It was very serious. It was a program that was like, it was a very serious program, as much as you could like imagine. I don't know. It's hard to describe. It wasn't a commercial arts program. It was truly fine arts. So the goal was to have you truly be like one of the very few artists who like show around the world and is in that whole scene and world. And so they were very strict with us that basically if you try to do commercial work, you're not going to want to make your art like your true art that's going to the important work, right? What they felt was important. I thought that was BS because I was like, listen, we're not all here. We're not here like all what's the word? We're not all independently wealthy. Mm-hmm. Some of us need to hustle out there and like get things, make something with our talents, right? Like get paid for our talents, not just because what they wanted us to do is basically go into bartending or be a waitress or something like that. And then during the day and then at night, like or vice versa and make your art. So they were very anti doing anything commercial, like doing photography jobs on the side or anything like that or graphic design. But I just was like, you know what? I don't agree with that. And I'm going to still do those things. But the point I wanted to get to is they always warned us, if you do creative work as a job for money, you're not going to want to do it anymore as your passion. You're going to lose that spark to do it as your passion. They warn that a lot of times. So the one thing I'll just say is I think, yes, your passion can become your work, as you know, Lopez, which is amazing, but not for everyone. For some people, it's kind of like, for some people, what ends up happening is you can experience a lot of burnout where the thing that you might have loved is not now like it isn't your art form anymore because it really does become your work. So I think in a way, because photography was from day one started really as a job, like I was hired to shoot. It helped me a little bit, like not always associate with like, okay, I do this and I get paid. I do this and I get paid versus being like, oh my God, I just love taking pictures of birds. And now I got to like do this as work. So it's not fun anymore kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I always say, I don't do anything just for money. I have to like it, whatever that is, like because I found if I do it just for the money, I'm going to end up not liking it eventually because, it's going to get to a point where I probably don't feel like getting up to do it anymore. Or the money might not be coming in as it used to. So, and that's when the burnout comes in, or you're stressed. That's where a lot of that comes from because it becomes like a job now.
Yeah, you're right.
That's why that's like having a second job,
Yeah. And I mean, some people find the sweet spot. I don't know. I think it's like you have to kind of, if it starts out as your passion, you turn your passion into your career. Yeah. I think some people do it, and some people it's really hard. It's just kind of you have to make that deal, like be willing to make that sacrifice. Yeah,
and it's gonna be different for everybody. This is why I don't tell people anybody can do it. I'm like, I don't believe anybody can do it. No. Anybody? I don't know. Because, the reason why I don't make statements like that, because I don't know everybody personally. I don't know your habits. I don't know what you got going on in your life. I might not even know where you live. I don't know. So, if I stay close to you, okay, that's a different story. But for me to make a blatant statement to millions of people and say, hey, anybody can do this, I don't know. But what I do know is some people, if you show them how to do something, a lot of people it works and some people it don't. That's what I do know. And for different reasons,
It's true.
Yeah. So I guess in a perfect world, who would be your ideal client?
Oh, that's an interesting question because I don't really. Okay. If you truly ask me who my ideal, I can tell you who my clients are.
Yeah.
My clients are mostly men, mostly straight men. We have gay men. We have a lot of gay women who are proposing. We don't have straight women proposing to men. We've only had one in the history that I've been in business. I've been in business for like 15 years. Only had one lady propose to a man. But my clients are awesome. They are people who have really big hearts and they're willing to be vulnerable, which I think is really rare in this time. Sometimes I'll put videos on YouTube just kind of about like just different thoughts on proposals, like how to make your proposal really great. And sometimes you'll get a snarky comment being like, why would I get on my knee for a woman? Or why would you even bother doing any of this? Like it's wild. Like some of the comments are wild. Yeah.
That depends on where they're from and their culture and how they grew up. Everything.
That's true. And that's 100% true, Lopez, because there are some cultures where you're not allowed to get on your knee. And I'm not, yes, and I totally understand that in their case. Yeah. But there's people who are just like, why even do anything like this anymore? Like, why have any traditions anymore? There's some people who feel that way. But my clients are people who really they do believe in love. They believe in the vestige of marriage and the beauty of making a proclamation to the person you love and putting some effort into it and getting on a knee and writing a nice little speech. And they also they usually want to be even a little bit more romantic. They want to put a little oomph into it, get nice, beautiful pictures done, maybe have video that's going to look really beautiful. So that's who they are. I love my clients. They're amazing people. If you would like to know an ideal client, client for me is truly someone who really trusts us, who comes to us in the door, which most of them do. Who really is able to be like, Ash, I trust you. I know you know what you're doing. I know you're going to help me make this great. Who can lean into the process. Those are really our best clients always, because they're going to have, the reason being is they're going to have a lot less stress and they're going to have a better outcome, because that's our job. Our job is to take on all that stress for you and alleviate it and put you at ease, so that all you need to do is show up and pop the question, will you marry me? That's all you got to do. So we handle everything else for you. The way I can tell you a little bit about our process and how it
yeah, exactly. That was my next question.
Oh, sure. I'm happy to tell you about our process. So Ash Fox Proposal. So at this point, we're now a little team, which is amazing. So it's now not just me anymore. I've got we're a tiny little team, but we're like a little family. They're all amazing people. We all have the same ethos. We really care about love. We care about artistry. And we care about making you happy. Our goal really is to take the stress away from you and to handle everything so you can just show up and pop the question. So the process usually begins where I have a planning session with a client. They come in the door. We only do planning sessions with people who know they want to work with us, just because otherwise I would literally have no life. I'd be on the phone all day. So I have my planning session with a client who already knows they want to work with us. We have, and we just talk about everything they need to talk about, like any concerns they have, questions. And there's all kinds of logistical stuff that comes up. Like sometimes people are in situations where they're like, she knows it's coming, but I still want to surprise her. Or, she wanted to wear a specific dress for her proposal. How am I going to get her to wear the dress? Like just so many little things. I know she wants to propose. I know she'd love a proposal in like a natural setting, but I don't want to be in public. I want to be in private. And that's always a challenge in New York City, where it's just like filled with people everywhere, right? That's where we're based. So we have this beautiful planning call. We go over everything. My goal is to really put them at ease. We figure out what they might want to have for the proposal. And so we have different kind of offerings and things that we do. And then from there, we really get to work. And with our team, we, as a team, we really talk about it, like how we're going to make this all happen. And we do all kinds of really beautiful proposals with different kind of like custom decor and private spaces. And my photographers. So I used to be the one doing all the photography for all the years, and I could never let it go because I'm like, I need to do all the photography. But what I realized was, actually, I'm not allowing more people to experience what we do. And so it's time for me to really take my process and share it with some trusted, wonderful people who I know are going to create a great product. So we have my small little team of photographers. We got three amazing photographers who work for me. And so we really go over all the photos, like what they're going to be, how we want it to look, to tell the story, and make sure that the quality is like really artistic, beautiful, consistent. And then really our client, all they need to do is like the day of the proposal, they receive like a beautiful little game plan with everything they need. They're in contact with us, and all they need to do is show up, and they know what to do. They can take it from there. They propose, they have it documented, beautiful on camera. And then they receive, their images and can use them for everything, like announcements. We're really doing a couple different things. We're creating a live experience. We want to be perfect. And then we're creating beautiful documentation that they're going to be able to enjoy later on for all the celebrations that they have coming up.
Yeah. So are you able to do weddings all over the country, or is it mainly New York and New Jersey?
Well, these are not weddings. They're actually marriage proposals. So they're different than a wedding. It's a marriage proposal. And we do them most of our clients, 90% are in New York, are people coming to New York City, whether they're living in New York City already or they're traveling to New York City to get engaged. But we also do clients all over. So we are able to do, I do advisory for people all over the world. Like we'll do planning sessions where maybe they're not using our photography, but they're having an advising call with me to get my experience, because I've done over 3,000 proposals. So I can help them with like ideas, strategy, like what to do, put them at ease, and guide them in the right direction.
So is there like a time frame, or like do you do like last minute?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
We do last minute. You wouldn't believe it, but we do. We do. We have plenty of people come in at the last minute. We do it if we can. We do it if we can guarantee them the right quality, because quality is everything to us. So we're not going to want to rush something and not be able to do it right. But if we're able to, we do it. Because sometimes we can. Sometimes we have a day where a last minute client comes in the door and he's like, I want to do a Central Park proposal. And our team has a proposal that day in Central Park. We're like, let's do it. We'll make it work for that day. We can accommodate him. So,
and I think the weather would be a concern at some point, because every day ain't sunny.
Absolutely. Weather is something that comes up a lot, and we really work with people on that, because we want to accommodate. That's always our goal. So yeah, I know. It's I'm always I wish I can control everything, including the weather, but that's the one thing I can't control. But we make it work, and we've actually done a lot of really cute rainy proposals too. And they come out. I have one on my Instagram. I've got a whole bunch. And you see the cute little umbrellas, and it's so funny you mentioned that, Lopez, because sometimes I have a lot of guys, their biggest concern is the rain. Mm-hmm. However, I will tell you, we have never, ever, ever had a person who was proposed to, ever complain that it rained. They might be oh, my hair got wet. They're it's so romantic. Because I always say, every romantic movie has a rain scene, and it's the most romantic scene. The Notebook has a rain scene, Great Expectations. I can name so many movies that have these sexy romantic rain scenes, and we've all seen them. And so when it actually rains, even though they worry about it, they're oh my God, it's just even more romantic. It heightens the emotions and heightens the drama in a good way. So it's okay.
Fantastic, man. I like seeing people get proposed to and get married. If you get it right, it's wonderful. It's going to weddings and seeing people get proposed to two of my favorite things.
Oh, I know, it's heartwarming, isn't it? Yeah. It's so heartwarming.
Yeah. So if people wanted to reach out to you online and work with you, where would they go to?
The best place to reach out is either on my website, which is ashfoxproposals.com. It redirects to my old site, ashfoxphotography.com. So either it's ASHFOX photography or proposals at the end.com, or they can reach out on Instagram, and we're just Ashfox Proposals on Instagram. And we talk in the DMs. They'd either be talking to me or Danielle, who is my coordinator. And I send a lot of little voice notes in there. So I love talking to people in there and helping people out. But yeah, I'd love to help you. If you are thinking of proposing anytime soon, let's do it. And also to answer, I just didn't finish what you were asking me before, Lopez, about servicing people around the country and around the world. Yes, we do proposal planning sessions with people all over the world. So if you just need help and questions, you can do a session with me. But also if you're in a certain, if you're someone where budget isn't a big deal and you want to bring my team out there or bring me out there, I've had people do it. We did a proposal last year for one of the players on the Rams in Los Angeles, and he flew me out. I went out there. We did an amazing proposal for him, and so it is possible.
That's fantastic, man. There you have it. Share this episode. All links will be found in the show notes. Until next time, we are out. Peace.
Great to see you. Thanks.